Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're getting into the real complexities of the greater Toronto area real estate market. We're looking at Q3 2025.
That's right. And it's a story of, well, extreme divergence.
Exactly. Our mission here is to pull out the key numbers that explain this paradox. The Bank of Canada just cut rates, but the market's actually swung hard into, maximum buyer leverage. Why?
Well, it really boils down to psychology, doesn't it? The bank cut its rate September 17th down to 2.50%.
At the moment everyone's waiting for some relief.
Or so you'd think. But the data we're seeing suggests that small bit of borrowing relief, it's just being completely swamped by, frankly, economic fragility.
Fear, basically.
Yeah, fear. The rate cut just isn't enough to counter that deep-seated worry.
So if the rate cut should have provided that psychological lift, why is the GTA specifically just not buying it? What's the key data point overriding that positive headline?
It's the jobs. It has to be the jobs. I mean, consumer confidence is what drives this, and you need job security, right, before you take on $1 million plus mortgage.
Exactly.
And the number here is, it's pretty stark. The Toronto CMA unemployment rate is sitting at 9.9%.
Wow.
9.9.
Yeah, nearly 1 in 10 people in the country's economic engine. That's what's really putting the brakes on things.
Okay, 9.9% unemployment. That definitely explains why people might hesitate. And this leads to that tale of two Canadas idea we talked about.
Exactly.
Nationally, sales are actually up, right? 5th month in a row.
Correct. Suggests some recovery elsewhere?
But that national picture is masking what's happening here. If national sales are up, why does the GTA feel like it's, well, correcting so sharply? Is it just about local supply?
It is overwhelmingly a supply story here. That national average, it hides these big price corrections in the major markets because the supply glut in the GTA is just, it's unprecedented right now.
So leverage shifts completely to the buyer. Completely. Active listings are up, get this, 22.4% compared to last year.
22%, that's huge.
It's a wave of inventory.
Yeah.
And it's just washing away any optimism from that small rate cut.
And that 22.4% figure, that translates directly into buyer power. We see it in the metrics, yeah. The sales to new listings ratio, the SNLR.
Way down, only 37%.
And months of inventory. MOI.
That's the big one. It's climbed to 5.3 months.
5.3 months. And remind us, what's the threshold for a buyer's market?
Anything over 4 months is typically considered a buyer's market. So 5.3 is deep into that territory.
Okay.
Our sources are saying this is the highest inventory level we've seen in the GTA since the financial crisis back in 08-09.
That's quite the comparison.
It is. And that glut is why the average selling price overall is down 5.2% year over year, just over $1.02 million now.
Okay, so overall prices are down. Inventory is sky high. But does that mean everything is suffering? What about, say, family homes, semis in central Toronto? Are they getting hit just as hard?
See, that's where the nuance comes in. It's really divergent. The family-focused freehold market, it's kind of the sweet spot.
Why that?
Because it's driven by end users, right? People actually needing a place to live, not as much by speculation. So semi-detached homes, they're the clear outperformer. Sales volume is actually up 13% year over year.
Up 13% in this market.
Yep, and they're moving fast. Average days on market is only 20 days.
Okay, so semis are resilient. What about detached? We saw those headlines, detached prices plunged 10%. But you mentioned adjusting for luxury sales is crucial.
Absolutely crucial. That 10% drop, it sounds dramatic, but it's mostly because the really high-end multi-million-dollar sales basically dried up this year compared to last.
Oh, okay. Skews the average.
Exactly. So when you adjust for those outliers, look at the typical family detached home. The actual price change was tiny, a drop of just 0.51%.
Minus 0.5%. So basically flat.
Pretty much. It shows that core demand for family housing, places people actually raise their kids, it's still pretty solid.
Right. So if freeholds, especially semis and core detached, are holding up okay, that must mean the condo market is taking the brunt of this inventory shock.
It is. That's where the real structural issue lies. The sources point to this just unprecedented wave of new construction condos finishing. We're talking 17,117 new units.
17,000, just in the second half of this year.
Just in the second half of 2025. It's a massive amount of new supply hitting the market all at once.
And that leads to what you called hidden distress.
Yeah, exactly. What that looks like is, think about pre-construction buyers from a few years ago. They might not qualify for mortgages now at current rates and prices.
Right. Or the appraisal comes in low.
Precisely. So they're forced to close, maybe take possession, and then immediately list their unit on the resale market. Often they have to sell it for like 15, maybe 20% less than what similar units sold for previously just to get out.
Ouch. So the official resale condo stats might look okay, but
Underneath, there's this ongoing correction happening sort of behind the scenes, deal by deal. The reported stability is a bit of an illusion.
Okay, so pulling this all together, what does this mean for you, the listener, right now, heading into Q4 2025? Sounds like a window of opportunity for some.
It absolutely is. This is likely the period of maximum leverage for buyers, particularly if you're looking at condos or maybe those higher-priced detached homes where inventory is higher.
So patience, negotiation.
Definitely. Put in conditions, be prepared to negotiate. Sellers, on the other hand, they need to be really strategic. Pricing has to be realistic from day one. It's an environment that rewards savvy buyers.
Right. Now, here's the twist, the sort of long-term paradox that jumped out from the research. We're drowning in supply right now. But this whole crisis of confidence, the job fears, it's crushed new development. Pre-construction starts are down how much?
Down 80%. 80 in just the first half of 2025.
80%. That's staggering.
It is. And what it means is, while we're dealing with a glut today, the market is simultaneously laying the groundwork for a major shortage down the road.
So we're setting ourselves up for the opposite problem in a few years.
Exactly. Despite all the government talk about building more homes, the actual market activity, the starts are guaranteeing a period of, extreme undersupply. Could be rapid price growth again, maybe in the 2028 to 2030 time frame.
So even as you navigate today's buyer's market, you need to keep that future supply crunch in the back of your mind.
You absolutely do. It's the defining paradox of this moment. Today's solution is tomorrow's problem, potentially.